You want to save money without feeling restricted,
broke,
bummed,
deprived,
burned out.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life.
We have saved thousands of dollars over the past 30 years by implementing consistent frugal habits. But we've discovered along the way that the reason for that consistency and the key to that consistency is making sure that we are picking frugal habits that don't make us feel like we're giving up everything in our life that is important to us. Because of that, we created what we call our 5-point questions. It is a 5-point feel broke framework. That's what we'll talk about in this video, and then we'll give you some specific examples of how we use that framework in our weekly and monthly budget, and that will give you kind of a starting point for how you can use the framework yourself.
Question number 1, is it a swap or is it a sacrifice? If it's a swap, it'll be simple, and you won't feel like you're depriving yourself of something. But if it's a sacrifice, you feel like you're giving up something, like you're losing something.
It will make you resentful every single time you do that frugal habit. So make sure that you frame it in your mind and on your written budget as a swap and not a sacrifice. Question number 2, does it create a win? We are very competitive people. I am far more competitive than Larry is. I'm not going to lie. I like to win. Now, the way that you make sure you're winning, though, is that you don't just decide you're going to do specific frugal habits. That's important. You should make a list of them. You have to quantify it. This habit is saving us $20 a month. That's a win for us. Yeah. And that fuels our desire to make sure that we are using that habit in such a way that we are maximizing the benefits of that habit and saving the most money possible by using that habit. But in order to do that, you have to know whether it's a win, and that means you have to evaluate it periodically.
Number 3, does it maintain your quality of life?
But I can hear some of you saying, you tell us all the time, you need to live frugally, you need to save money. Yes, you do. Now, when we were raising 4 kids on a low income, we also had the desire to do some things and make sure that we weren't completely impeding our quality of life. Let me give you an example. Taking vacations. We knew that we weren't going to take huge, long, lingering vacations, but travel and getting out was important to us. So when that happens, you make sure that you are balancing the need to do something, desire to do something with that quality of life. In this case, we made certain that we were taking the kids on day trips or on weekend trips to go and see interesting things, but we did it within the bounds of our values and our budget and our goals. And it's making sure that you hit that trifecta that is super important. When you do that, you will be in a position where you are reaching those goals and doing those things that bring you joy, that are a part of your quality of life without giving up everything.
The 4th question, does it feel empowering? Now, if you're empowered, that means you're in control of what you're doing. But if the savings plan becomes in control, then you're out of control. Something's left you and you're not able to keep your hand on it.
We like to think of ourselves as superheroes. Superman, Wonder Woman, super frugal, wonder saver. Make a superhero around who you are and empower yourself by seeing yourself as someone who does what? You win. You reach goals. You are amazing. And when you see yourself that way, you will reach those goals a lot faster.
Number 5, would you recommend this practice to a friend? Anything that's positive, that's working for you, that's getting good results, you want to share it with other people because you want them to benefit from your experience as well. But if you're not willing to share this with a friend, then you probably shouldn't be continuing to do it for yourself.
Here's an example. Sometimes your friends aren't going to see the value of what you're doing. All right. And that's the first question that comes up when you're like, would I share it with a friend? You're like, yeah, I share with friends all the time, and they don't want me to share anymore. We had a friend who came to us and said, so you're shopping secondhand because you have to financially. And I'm like, And she said, so when financially you don't need to, you're not going to shop secondhand. And I went, Then I told her, let me tell you about why I shop secondhand. I gave her examples of name brand items I had found brand new with tags. And the tag was $100 and I paid $5.95 out the door. When friends can see the value of what you're doing, then they're more likely to understand what you're doing. But whether they understand or don't understand, never do something that conflicts. And we've talked about it in this video, and I will repeat it. If it conflicts with your values, if it conflicts with your goals, if it conflicts with your budget, that's when you get in trouble and you're actually trying to do something you would not tell your friends, do the same as I'm doing.
Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper now. Let's talk about the actual swaps. These are the swaps that have passed our 5-question test.
Number 1, copycat takeout night. If you're feeling like, I want to cut out going to restaurants, but I don't want to feel like I'm depriving myself completely, you're going to Google copycat recipe of whatever your favorite things are to buy at a local restaurant. You're going to find copycat recipes. I guarantee it. You're going to be able to make it at home and feel like you went out to eat. But Larry and I do something else on our fun date nights that is kind of a take on this.
Yeah, one of the things we like to do is go to our local Aldi store where already things are a little bit cheaper than they would be at a main brand store and get the same kind of food that we would have gotten had we gone out to eat. It's a great swap.
Tip number 2 alludes to that famous date night. Give yourself some fun money. No matter what your budget is, make sure that you have a little bit of money, even if it's $20 a month, set aside to spend on whatever you would like to spend that money on. Having that fun money has been very critical to us saving the amount of money we have been able to save on our income because we had that little bit of outlet every single month and we knew we could spend that money. Tip number 3, use cash for those tempting categories or the categories you are consistently going over budget in. When we consistently go over budget in any given category, we immediately take the cash out of the bank, we put it in a special envelope, and we spend out of that cash envelope every month. This works particularly well with our grocery budget because our grocery budget is tight, y'all. And so when I take out that cash and I have to hand over that cash every month, then it works in 30 days. We are back on track. Now, this doesn't work as well, this cash option, for certain budget categories, but for the ones it does work well in, use it.
Another swap, this is the 4th one, is a no spend challenge on the weekends. Now, no spend doesn't mean you don't spend any money. It means you don't spend any extra money. Once you get used to doing these no spend challenges, you actually can get used to not buying the extra things that you used to buy. So it's a good way to form a new habit of savings.
Here's another idea.
Yeah.
We found ourselves consistently thinking on Friday night, I think the only option for our life moving forward right now is to buy takeout because I'm feeling like I'm exhausted. It's a Friday. We're really tired. One of the things we implemented is that we did a perishable food inventory on Thursdays. We took the perishables out of the refrigerator. We took a look at them. We listed them in order of shortest shelf life to longest shelf life. We created a 3 or 4 day menu plan based on what we already had in our fridge. And this worked, guys, even when that fridge seemed pretty doggone empty. It kept us from that horrible habit of feeling like we don't have any food in the house to eat to realizing we really do have food in the house to eat. And yes, we can have that takeout meal once a month or twice a month if we want to, but on those other 2 weekends, we are going to make sure that we are eating for what we already have in the house.
Number 5, and this is Hope's favorite thing to do, is to rotate your streaming services. Now, we're going to assume you're probably not hooked up to cable. Cable is very expensive, and streaming services are a way to really cut down on the amount that people spend on cable. Now, Hope and I have never had cable, so we've never been used to that, but we can be hooked up to maybe 1 or 2 extra streaming services that we're not getting the good out of. So pick the one you're using the most and delete the others, and you'll save quite a bit of money on your entertainment.
Here's an idea for those of you who are thinking, yeah, but I got 4 streaming services. I got Disney Plus for the kids. I got Paramount Plus for us. I got Amazon Prime because I want to get that free quick shipping. Rotate them.
Yeah.
If you have 4 streaming services, switch every 3 months. You'll be able to catch up on whatever is going on with your favorite series. They probably have a new season out of that series in 12 months. They've put out a new season.
Yeah.
Watch everything you want to watch in 90 days, cut it off, move to the next streaming service. It works really well, and it helps you to keep that down to a really dull roar.
Number 6 is have fancy coffee at home. There's a lot of people that spend their money on coffee that they'll get on their way to work or on their way where they're going to do something. It's convenient, it's fast, but it is very expensive. And it really isn't that difficult to buy some beaned coffee from your favorite place where you buy coffee in the cup. And that way you save a great deal of money and you get nice, fresh, hot coffee right in your own home.
Tip number 7 is to use the library creatively. Public libraries are like one of the best assets in any given community. You want to make sure you know exactly what your public library is offering. You can get free classes. You can get movies. You can get
tickets to museums.
Awesome. You can get books. You can get audiobooks. You can get all kinds of things. You can borrow things. The first time that we had a kilowatt meter in the house, it was because we borrowed it from our public library. Now we realized that we liked it so much.
We wanted to keep it.
For those of you who don't know, it's a device that helps you to figure out how much energy any given item in your house is using. All right, we're moving on. Use your library.
Yes.
Number 8, we like to call this treasure hunt clearance shopping. Repeat after me, the frugal mantra, never pay full price. We've shared it before. Our frugal hierarchy, you start at the top of the pyramid. Top of the pyramid is the best. That's get things for free. You work your way down to that base, which is you're going to find things retail. But even at that retail base, you are not going to pay retail full price. Mm-hmm. You are going to find things on sale. You're going to use coupons. You're going to stack as many discounts as you can. And you are going to use cashback apps. Our favorite, Rakuten. We absolutely love it. We're going to leave our affiliate link, guys, in the description of the video. But the bottom line is make sure that you are not paying full price. Now, one of the ways to do that is what we call forecasting. So once a year, we usually do it the fourth quarter of the year. We look around our house and say, what is going to mean to be replaced in the next 12 months, most likely? And we make a list, and then we do all of our product research. Well, Larry does all of our product research. He's really good at it. He really good at it.
I enjoy doing that.
He does. It's like his hobby. It's his frugal hobby is to do product research.
Yeah.
And he figures out the make, the model, the price range. Mm-hmm. And then we figure out, is there a sales cycle associated with this thing? If you're going to replace your lawnmower, when are you going to do it? You're going to do it at the end of the season or Father's Day. Lawnmowers go on sale for Father's Day too, which is coming right up. So make sure that you know when that item periodically goes on sale. Watch for it to go on sale. Make sure you stack all those discounts that you can, and then you buy the item.
And while you're buying items that you want to bring into your house, make sure that you're taking items in your house and selling them that you no longer need. So if you have an old lawnmower, you can put it out to the curb and put a sign on it and put a price, $50 or whatever. You can put it on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. There's all kinds of different ways to sell things. We try to sell one item a week. And what we try to do is get that up to $1,000 of sales a year. So you take your $1,000, you divide it by 12, that gives you how much you need to sell in a month, and try to meet that amount. That way you've got some extra income coming in regularly.
Anybody else have a one in, one out policy? Tell us in the comments section. I think it's a really super good idea because if you don't, eventually your house is incredibly overly crowded.
It didn't take long.
Tip number 10, unplug for a day. Now you can take this literally or figuratively if you would like. Either one is just fine with us. You can go around your house and unplug everything that you don't need to be using. That's unplugging for a day. But unplugging for a day for us is also getting away from the media. Mm-hmm. Turn our phones off. Don't turn the internet on. Don't turn the TV on. Have a peaceful day where you have no additional input coming into your brain that comes from sources which will try to sell you things.
Yeah.
But seriously, this whole idea of like recentering ourselves and regrounding ourselves, I think it's important as a society, and I think our society as a whole doesn't do it often enough.
One thing that helps us is that we remember a time when there wasn't any internet. Remember, internet's only really been popular since about 1992 or 93. And before that, there was no internet to get on. And I love to just, frankly, make some coffee and take some upstairs, go out on the porch and take a book with me and read. Oh my gosh. And then watch people go by, maybe wave to them, get to know your neighbors. Yes, it's a new thing. There are so many things that we used to do that were very helpful.
If you want more ideas for frugal swaps that can save you money over time, and thousands of dollars is what we're talking about with these frugal swaps. We did a video, we showed you a whole bunch of them, what we use all the time. Frugal swap video, it's right over there.